Evening light doesn't linger now quite as long as before. The snow coats the ground, nature sleeps once more. In this quiet place, time finds a slower pace, and I will not mind at all the cold outside if I could share this winter with you. We can walk through the fields of snow, watch the world on display, see the stars fill the cloudless night, all our cares they fade away. In this quiet place, time finds a slower pace, and I will not mind at all the cold outside. I could share this winter. Fires burn bright on December nights, embers softly glow. All is calm in the fading light, gently falls snow. This cold place, time finds a slower pace, and I will not mind at all cold outside. I could share this winter with you. I could share this winter with you.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you, Frank, and good evening, and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living annual Winter Solstice celebration. So delighted that you chose to be with us and that you found us on this very chilly night, which is just an appropriate feeling for what we're experiencing here. First in the dark, in the sweet silence, and then moving gently into next iteration of nature's promise this time of year. And let's begin with joining together with our hearts open, understanding that the one life, the life divine, is fully present right here, guiding, nurturing us through every season, and here in the sweetness of the silence, something begins to make itself known as the beautiful embrace of the divine. And let's be open to it as we gather to celebrate the dark and the light, as we celebrate the quiet times in preparation for the celebratory times. We know that we are guided and nurtured and sustained by the one holy presence which dwells within and around us all. So let this evening unfold in grace and in beauty, in love and in wisdom. We are so thankful for the presence that has drawn us here, that is even now embracing and inspiring us and moving us gently and powerfully through each precious moment of this divine event. for this and oh, so much more. We are deeply grateful. We accept with gratitude the truth here, and we release our word to the perfect law of mind, grateful and confident that it is so. And will you join me in saying, and so it is. Now I would like to invite Frank Henninger to lead us.
Good evening. Many Native American traditions observe the ritual of calling in the directions of the medicine wheel as a means to set sacred space and as a preparation for spiritual practice. Their prayers vary from traditions to tradition, but one thing is always constant. There's reverence and gratitude for the blessings that are gifted to us each day. It is my sacred duty tonight to lead us in the 7 directions blessing, to prepare for celebrating the winter solstice here tonight. Some Native American tribes would call upon the Great Spirit in this way while offering tobacco or smudge or other gifts in gratitude. Some use musical instruments to help focus their intentions. Tonight we will sing the O Great Spirit chant for each direction as our sacred gift of gratitude. So while I read this blessing out loud, we will, before I start that, would you all please stand? Make it easier to explain these directions. While I read this blessing out loud, we'll each turn and face each direction, and I'll give you a cue where we're going to start, with our hands outstretched this way. And then we'll start with the east. And then each time we move, after we sing the chant through twice, we'll move another direction. So you'll take one step to your right, half step to be in the next direction, and we'll go around to north, south, to east, south, west, and north. And then we'll have at the very end, we'll extend our palms to the ground for Mother Earth. And then the 6th direction is upwards for Father Sky, and the final direction is crossed over our heart for the within. And after each direction, we'll sing the O Great Spirit chant. So we will start. To face east, slightly pivot yourselves to face Jim.
I'm east.
He is the rising sun right now. So face Jim, hands outstretched. O Spirit of the East, land of the rising sun, of air, of the winds that blow across the lands, of new beginnings each day, and of open horizons. Help us see all things with clarity. We bless you and ask for your wisdom and blessing here with us today. Please join us, Spirit of the East.
Earth, sun, sky, and sea. Sun, sky, and sea. You are inside. You are inside. And all around me. All around. Do that again. Oh, great Spirit. Earth, sun, sky, and sea. Sun, sky, and sea. You are inside.
Step to your right to face the south. O Spirit of the South, place of passion, of fire, of creation and inspiration, whose warm breath reminds us of summer days, ignite our hearts with love. We bless you and ask for your wisdom and blessing with us here today. Please join us, Spirit of the South.
Oh, great Spirit. Earth, sun, sky, and sea. You are inside and all around me.
Turning now to face the west, one more quarter step to your right. O Spirit of the West, land of the setting sun, of water and of autumn's whisper, bless us with the knowledge of peace, which follows the harvest of a fruitful life. We bless you and ask for your wisdom and blessing here today. Please join us, Spirit of the West.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
And now one more quarter step to your right, face the north. O Spirit of the North, the place of quiet, of stillness, of the cave and of the deep earth, you are the place of thankfulness for the knowledge and blessings that have come to us in this lifetime. We bless you and ask your wisdom and blessing here today. Please join us, Spirit of the North.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
Now turning again to face the front of the room, your hands facing downward for Mother Earth. O Spirit of Mother Earth, you support us each day, welcoming our roots deep into your heart. You nurture and guide us, finding sustenance and support for us. Help us give thanks always for your bounty. We bless you and ask for your wisdom and blessing here today. Please join us, Spirit of Mother Earth.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around
With our hands upstretched to Father Sky. O Spirit of Father Sky, of the angelic realms, of the countless stars of the night, remind us that you are vast and beautiful and majestic beyond all our knowing or understanding. Your light shines upon the earth both day and night, guiding our steps. We bless you and ask for your wisdom and blessing here today. Please join us, Spirit of Father Sky.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
And finally, with your hands folded over your hearts, O Spirit of our souls within, place of union, of love and reverence. We are grateful for this gift of life and for the love that guides our way. We open our hearts and join with all in love. It has begun.
Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
Mitakoye uyasin. We are all related. And say with me, Aho.
Good evening. Good evening. Next, we have the lighting of flames of faith. We perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from the one power, love, divine intelligence, which we call God or Spirit. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity and bless the interwoven energy of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. As these healing candles are lit, please silently place the names of those who may need peace or comfort into the candlelight so that they may experience the healing flame of God's eternal love. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium. This is called the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples. This is called the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the four noble truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles.
Such exquisite variety, fragments of light, radiating over all. Divine creative sparks, feeding the flame, urging, blending into one love, one truth, one light, one mind, one love, one God. Know that it's your choice, you decide how brightly will you shine. You can move forward with clear vision, or let the blind lead the blind. Infinite source, it lies within us all, urging, blending into the one light, one truth, one mind, one love, one God. Got to be such exquisite variety, fragments of the light.
Sometimes it's too beautiful to clap. I am so grateful to the Smithers for allowing us to create this little winter wonderland in the midst of their wonderful facility. It's, I think about the early Christians who had to go down to the catacombs in order to have their secret meetings. It feels a little bit like that, doesn't it? It is warm and it is beautiful that we're all together here. This would be a lovely time to go into a little meditation, huh? And so as we allow ourselves to come into the cave of our hearts, where the beloved dwells always, let us imagine, as is easy to do right now, the soft, warm, embracing darkness, where nothing is visible, not yet. Everything is in potential. Just a quiet breath of spirit moving across the darkness, which is not without light, but it is awaiting the remembrance of that life force that is always right there at the heart of everything, at the heart of you and me, but it's not yet visible. But how sweet it is to be in the silence, in the sacred silence, the holy quiet time and place. And there's nothing to do but rest and wait with a healthy expectancy that something new is being created here in the quiet time, in the fallow time. It is rich, it is replete with divine life, but no form has yet taken place. And here we are safe, and we are loved, and something wonderful is ready to unfold. And so we open our hearts more fully. We expand our consciousness more deeply into that place where there is oneness, the unity of all life, all beings, where peace exists, ready to be born, yet not yet born. But the potential for all good exists right here in this silent and sacred space. So let's allow it to hold us and nurture us. Let us be embraced in the grace of the quiet night.
I am
In years past, we have invited guests from various faith traditions to come and share with us what solstice means to them, the dark and the light. This year, we're doing it a little differently. And so Reverend Mike and I are going to do our best to include each tradition that is basic to our universe and our own thoughts as well. So I would like to invite Reverend Mike Gertis to come up and begin to share with us about the night.
Good evening. Oh, this is truly an honor. I've always enjoyed Hinduism. I've always admired it. And I've always thought that that's a good, if you have to pick a religion, that'd be a good one. But in religious science, we're really undos. You know. And what I recognize is that Hinduism says that each day in the Upanishad, each day is 4,380,000,000 years. That's a long day. And so, yeah, night sounds pretty good because it needs an opportunity to recreate, to come together, to be still, to allow that sun to rise and to allow that sun to set. In Buddhism, they talk about circles and cycles, the never-ending cycle of life, birth, rebirth, death, rebirth. And the opportunity we have always to choose again, to change our dharma, make a new choice. And that brings us to new thought, where we always have an opportunity to choose. We go into the darkness. Sometimes we dwell in darkness to lick our wounds. Sometimes we dwell in darkness to just sort of regroup and rest. And that's a good thing. It's also an opportunity for us to connect with spirit and to step outside of the crazy world and just be at peace, be still, and know that I am God. I am that I am. I am that I am. And that's my share for Hinduism, Buddhism, and New Thought for Grace in the Night.
He's tall and lean, but that was short and sweet. I'm the talker in the family. I love our traditions, and we had a wonderful rabbi who would share with us. And let me share a bit about the Jewish tradition about grace in the night. In Genesis, of course, we read, "The earth was without form and void, and darkness was ever the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters." Well, I read this from a wonderful rabbi in New York. Her name is Lisa Gelber, and she said, "It's difficult not to notice darkness at this time of year. So many of us set out for work in the dark and leave our places of business long after the sun has set. In these cold and potentially dreary winter months, the dark may feel heavy, and we long for a few rays of light. But darkness is a part of the natural order of things. Our Torah tells us we emerged from darkness. The earth was unformed and void with darkness over the surface of the deep. And God separated the light from the darkness." Notice, God does not destroy the darkness, rather it is pulled back, separated, to expose the light and the dark, each in its own time and place. The absence of light, in its literal sense, may designate a time for rest. Dark is a time to be. Without the glare of computer screens, television sets, we close our eyes, we notice our breath, and bring things down a notch or more. In these moments, darkness may bring awareness, even comfort. Yet almost all of us can think of a time when we were afraid of the dark. We imagined monsters under our beds and in our closets. We heard noises and footsteps in the house. Whatever grounded us, whatever made us feel safe, secure, and protected, disappeared within the dark. Darkness signaled fear, uncertainty, and a loss of control, not a way in which we wanted to live. In the Torah, Parashat Bo introduces darkness, the penultimate plague to afflict the Egyptians before the Israelites are freed from slavery, as something that could not be mitigated. This Hoshek, an extreme darkness, not only highlights the potentially terrifying nature of the dark, but also demonstrates the capacity for darkness to become a plague, affecting physical and spiritual well-being. And then from Exodus, then the Lord said to Moses, "Hold out your arm toward the sky, that there may be darkness upon the land of Egypt, a darkness that cannot be touched." Moses held out his arm toward the sky, and thick darkness descended upon all in the land of Egypt for 3 days. People could not see one another for 3 days, and no one could get up from where he was, but all the Israelites enjoyed light in their dwellings. I think this is a great metaphor, that the darkness is that sense of being separated from God, being all alone, being covered with something that does not allow us to see. So that's an incredible story that's, of course, in the Judaic Christian tradition, is part of Christianity as well. So the Christian tradition, John 11:10 says, "But if anyone walks in the night, he stumbles because the light is not in him." And in Ephesians, "Take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them." And in Matthew, darkness is also a symbol of ignorance. Again, the false belief that we're separated from God. And in Ephesians, they are darkened in their understanding, alienated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them due to the hardness of heart. Again, that's the material effect of feeling separate from. It's not that nourishing, lovely, warm place of the dark where it's a respite. But then you see the early Christians were awaiting, as the Jewish people were as well, they were waiting for a Messiah to lift them from the darkness. And the darkness, of course, was simply a false sense of being separate from God. In the Islamic tradition, in the Quran, he brings them out of darkness into light. Muhammad Ali Shomali said the term zulumat, darkness, in this verse is used in plural form. This shows that there are different types of darkness. On the other hand, nur, light, is not plural, or it would have been anwar. The reason behind this is that, as it will be explained later, light is only one. There's only one true and real light. However, several types of darkness exist. In order to benefit from the light of sun, there is only one way: to remove any barrier in the way of the sun's light. But there are many ways to make a place dark. One can close his eyes, put a handkerchief on his eyes, put curtains, and do other actions that make him not see the light. Nevertheless, there's only one way to reach the light. Thus, in the Quran, Sirat al-Mustaqim, the right path, is one. Well, in the New Thought tradition, again, darkness may symbolize ignorance, our fascination with the material, forgetting it's all God. Ernest says, Ernest Holmes says, "We wrestle not against outward things, but against inward ideas and beliefs. The power of darkness is the power of false belief and superstition. If one changes the inner concept, one's whole life will be changed. All cause is from within. All effect is forever without." So that's one way to look at the darkness, this not being aware. Ignorance doesn't mean stupidity. It just means I don't know yet. It just means I forgot that I always was a part of the life of God, and I'm remembering it now. So the physical darkness, of course, can be warm and comforting. It's a time for rest, a time for renewal, a time for sweet contemplation. As Reverend Mike said, a time to really become embraced by and involved with the Spirit within us. It's just part of the natural order of things, isn't it? We read God is a rest, an emotion, a rest, an emotion. We also read God rests in reason, God moves in passion. I think we can take a cue from that. We want to rest in reason, to feel embraced by the darkness, by the night. And let's just appreciate the silence in this experience, the sweet, sacred silence, and really experience grace, grace in the night. Oh, now something special, as if the rest of it hasn't been already. You were given a little candle when you came in. Did everyone receive one? Is there anyone who didn't receive one? I have an extra. Was that you? Okay. Let's make sure everybody has one. We're going to sing everybody's favorite Christmas song, right? Silent Night. And as we do, if you want to stand, if you care to, as we begin to sing, let's turn our lights on. If you need any help turning it on, your neighbor will help you. You ready?
Yes. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round the Virgin Mother and Child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Let's try the second verse. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born.
Share them with each other. With each other, a sacred night. Sacred night. Sacred night, friend. And now you have begun. Notice that you have all now begun to bring a little light into the room. So if you care to be seated now, you will now have an opportunity to hear Jim Wade with one of his wonderful songs.
And I really want you to sing on this one. It's the joy of us getting to be in person, is because singing in Zoom is not as satisfying as one would hope. So this song, the chorus, all you need to know for the words is la la la. That's it. And I absolutely invite harmonies, improvisation. Feel free to explore and move your bodies with this. It's a waltz. Dance with your heart, my love. Dance with your dream. Dance until all your light within brightly gleams. Sing out with passion, and to sing to your pain. Sing night and day, till only love will remain. This is what you sing. Sing la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Ah, get more chance later. Dance with the night, my love. Dance with your fear. Dance until pain and doubt and hatred all disappear. Sing out with every breath, with the sun and the rain. Gotta sing night and day, till only love will remain. Sing la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Do it again. Let your body sway with this. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Dance with the ones you've lost and the sorrow in your soul. Dance through the storm till all your fractured parts are whole. And don't be afraid to shine. Don't let your light wane. No, got to sing night and day till only love will remain. Sing la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. One more time. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. Oh, one more time, please. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Ah, thank you for singing.
You having fun? So am I. I got to tell you, seeing some of you folks that I haven't seen for such a long time. God bumps, you know. Joy in the light. In Hinduism, there's a lot of similarities between Hinduism and Christianity. And since there's science of mind is 70% Christian, there's a lot of similarities there. In Hinduism, the Christ is known as Krishna. So if you're reading about Krishna sometime and you wonder who this person is, it's not really a person. What it is a representation of that I am, that Christ that dwells within each and every one. And what we can do coming into the new day is remember who we are and then allow Spirit, Krishna, to guide us and direct us. To allow that Christ within us to come forth to guide us and direct us. Now, some of you have heard about the Bhagavad Gita, which is this book of songs from the Upanishads. And there's this place in the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna is directing this, steering this chariot. And Arjuna, which represents every man or woman, is doing his battle. He's in a horrible battle with friends and family. If you've ever had battles with friends and family, you know how horrible that can be. But it's something, it was his duty, it was something that he had to do. And that teaches us basically to, when we're centered in spirit, we can celebrate the joy of light by knowing that wherever we go, whatever we do, we're doing it as a divine right activity. We're doing it with Spirit guiding us and directing us, that the good is already assured, no matter what it looks like. In Buddhism, the ever-cycling story of life, death, rebirth. And they teach of a stillness. I love Buddhist meditation because one of the things that I've learned in Buddhism is it doesn't take a whole lot of theology to be spiritual. You can sit and be still. And as you sit and be still, Spirit speaks, it expresses through you. It awakens through you. You awaken, allow it to awaken as you embrace that concept, as you embrace that goes beyond words. And in religious science, in New Thought, we have joy in the light because we know that every moment is a new creation. Every moment is a new opportunity to choose anew. Every moment is an opportunity for us to step into the light because guess what? We are the light. We are that which we have been looking for. You are that which the world has been looking for. So you don't have to go proselytize. But what you have to do is be yourself. And resolve to be more and more of that which we are, you are. The light, the truth. And be courageous enough to stand in that, to be that. And love everyone, no matter what. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, thank you. When you bring too many papers, you get them mixed up sometimes. I like the way you just did it without Sweetheart. That was Reverend Sweetheart. That was very good. Okay. Good. Oh, right, now. I love that. He's handling the first two religious traditions that we are aware of, which was Hinduism and Buddhism. And then, of course, you bring in New Thought, because that's who we are. And these are our traditions, all of them, because we build on it. We take the light from all, and we find the oneness that is there. And I got to receive the Jewish, in chronological order then, the Jewish, the Christian, and the Islamic, and then New Thought. So the Jewish tradition in Joy in the Light, well, I found another rabbi, Patricia Turner Custard. She says, on the evening of December 18th, and that's tomorrow for those of you who are here, for those of you who see this streamed on the actual 21st, it's all done. You're in the middle of the lighting at that time. Okay, so on the evening of December 18th, we begin Hanukkah. the Festival of Lights, a holiday that commemorates the survival and victory of a small band of people over a much larger, stronger force, and the miracle of one night's worth of lamp oil, lasting instead for 8 nights. Each night we will light the Hanukkah candles to brighten the world, to lift the burden, to remember. For 8 nights we will remember that we can, and we will overcome the longest of odds. For 8 nights will we remember we can and will continue the work to heal the world. And they say there are 2 ways of spreading light: to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it. A favorite song at Hanukkah is Light One Candle, written by Peter Yarrow. You know that one? And these are the words: light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. And light one candle for those who are suffering pain learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in, that anger not tear us apart, and light one candle to find us together with peace as a song in our hearts. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our hopes and our fears. And she goes on to say, may we all keep the light burning for ourselves and for our neighbors. May we all find strength in family, community, faith, and traditions. May we all be the candle, the mirror, and the spark. And Moshe Davis says, a candle is a small thing, but one candle can light another, and we see how its own light increases as a candle gives its flame to the other, and you are such a light. In the Christian tradition, Jesus is seen as the Messiah who overcame the darkness with the light, bringing humankind to a state of grace. And in John we read, in him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. And in Luke, to give light to those who sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, to guide our feet into the way of peace. Jesus said, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. Now, Jesus was so close with God that he called him Abba, Abba, which means Father, Father. Now, you and I have that same indwelling presence, not a paternal presence, but a loving, creative, intelligent presence, which he called Abba. And in Matthew, you are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. Now, says in Romans, now it is high time to awaken out of sleep. We've been waking up. In the Islamic tradition, Imam forgive me for saying this incorrectly, Faredheg Mirza, I got the last name right. Light holds a significance as the guidance for believers. God Almighty has revealed the Holy Quran upon his beloved final prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him. In this divine revelation, he has revealed Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. The example of his light is like a niche in which the lamp is in a glass, the glass, as it were, a brilliant star, lit from the oil of the blessed olive tree, whose oil would almost glow even if untouched by fire, light upon light. Allah guides us to his light to whom he wills, and Allah sets forth parables for mankind, and Allah is knowing of all things. Great metaphor, an example of the significance of light. God Almighty is the light and creator and source of all kinds of lights. The whole universe has been enlightened and illumined by his light. Oh, there is so much more, but all of these traditions have such rich metaphors. This divine light exists in the hearts of the people. It is said that we can think of this in terms of the human rib cage. Inside of that rib cage is the heart, which is like a lamp. And in that heart, the divine light is lit up as the guided heart of the believer who believes in one ultimate God. You see, for time immemorial, during the solstice, human beings have longed for warmth and light. You know, think back millennia to where we didn't have candles, we didn't have electric light. We might have been living in caves and had finally some fire, and as a result, people huddled together and longed for the light to come again. And those who were old enough to have remembered the seasons realized that it would come again, but we were always seeking for divine light. Ernest Holmes said this awakening is a process of evolution, a little here and a little there until the whole eye is opened and we see that life is neither separate from God nor different from God. Life is God, and good is the only power there is or can be. He also says no matter how long a room has been dark, the entrance of light instantly illuminates it. What becomes of the darkness when the light enters? Where did it come from? Where did it go? It seems as though darkness is not an entity of itself, is it? Although it's a natural phenomenon on earth. Metaphorically speaking, the darkness or the sense of separation from our source is not a reality. And as soon as the light enters, poof, we're illuminated again, and the darkness disappears. Christ is the embodiment of divine sonship, which has come with varying degrees of power to all people in all ages and to every person in some degree. Christ is the universal principle, whether it's Christ, the Christos, the Atman, whether it is Krishna or the compassionate Buddha, whatever it is, it's all the same. It's a universal present, and its light shines so brightly. And thank God we remember and we remind each other that that light dwells within us. And as soon as we open our hearts to the beaming and the warming and the illumination and the sharing and the spreading of this holy light, our joy becomes full. We remember who we are. I am that I am. And we have an abundance of joy to share with others. So let this be a beautiful awakening to our joy, our great joy in the light.
So we get to sing again.
Yay.
And these are easy words. I'm going to encourage you to stand up if you want, just to maybe stretch and move a little bit, the energy moving. These lyrics are so easy. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And you repeat that, and then you say, and I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. That's pretty much it. Second verse is, you are the light. Third is, we are the light. And I'll help you out with a little bit. And again, harmonies are most welcome. shine, and we shine, and we shine so. Oh, you're singing.
Oh, well, this is so much fun. Don't you love getting to sing together again? Well, now we get to do something else together again. And it's our opportunity to, let's see, that's right. Now we're going to be abundantly blessed, because you know what? We already are abundantly blessed. And this is an opportunity for us to share our loving abundance with this beloved center. And so we ask you, if you wish to share your good with our center, that perhaps you take your gift in your hand. I like to hold mine to my heart. Why? Because it reminds me that every good gift comes from the heart of God. It's my great pleasure to return to the closest food of my source, and that's this beloved center. So please know with me that this gift is an expression of good, of faith, of love, of prosperity, and we share it and circulate it with joy and thanksgiving, knowing that as we give, it returns to us multiplied, pressed down and running over, and so it is.
I am so abundantly blessed. I am so grateful, so grateful. I freely give and receive love. I'm so grateful, so grateful. Thank you for this life and all of this soulful sweetness. For all that I am and all that I'm gonna be, I give thanks. I am so blessed. You can sing with me. I am so blessed, so grateful. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Still one more time. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
We're going to have a closing blessing, but it's not the end. This will never end. After the closing blessing, there'll be some more songs. When Jim and I were first, and also Edie, thank you, when the three of us were talking about this initially, and Jim agreed to come and do the music along with Frank, yay! He said, let's sing a lot. We've not been able to get together and sing a lot in person for quite a while. I said, yes, yes, yes. So there'll be some more singing. and then there'll be, after we complete and we have a final song, number, dance, whatever you're going to do, then please stay for reception. We've brought a lot of good homemade goodies to share with you, and we'd like to just spend a little time together. This has been so sweet, and it's not over, nor will it be. And then, of course, I'll mention to you that we're coming back here tomorrow at 10:30 for our Sunday morning celebration. So come on, be here. We're going to have a great time. And tell your friends who didn't come tonight that they can tune in. They just go to cslphilly.org and they go to the Watch Now button and find that's posted on, will be posted on there on the 21st, which is the real solstice. They can get into the spirit that way too, okay? So let's know this together, that the light of truth is shining so brightly, that as we continue to give thanks for the darkness that has nurtured us and brought us sweet repose and brought us great illuminating ideas, that that light has come forth full and complete. It is awake within our hearts. It is alive within us all as we go out and share that light with all in our lives, knowing that we are making a difference by illuminating this world that has been so filled with darkness. We continue to bring the light of truth, the light of hope, the light of joy, the light of love to every sentient being. We are the ones, the light-filled ones, joining with millions of light workers all over this world to lift the consciousness, to heal what needs to be healed, and to reveal the truth behind the error, the light, the beautiful joy of light within the grace of the darkness. How grateful we are to do our part. All is well, and we go forth with great joy and illumination in our hearts, and together, and so it is.
You can stand up, you can sing what you know, whatever feels comfortable. I saw the light, no more in darkness, no more in night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Just like a blind man, I wandered alone. Worries and fears I claimed for my own. Then like that blind man, God gave back his sight. Praise the Lord, baby, I saw the light. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One more time. And this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Okay.
Frank and I are gonna just do a thing. Guys,
We're gonna do a thing.
Thank you, Jim Wade. Thank you, Frank Henninger. Thank you, Edie Janik. Thank you, Payson Burt back there with the headphones on. Thank you, Linda, for all you have done, and to Rich Janik as well, and Rick and Suzanne Smethers, whose place this is. Thank you all, and all the practitioners. You've done a great job. Okay, are you going to do more?
We're done.
That's it, they're done. It must be, it's time to turn on the lights maybe, huh? Lights? Can we turn on lights?
Yes, because we're in the light now.
We're in the light now.